Hi, my name is Aiden Robbins. I'm a travel and documentary filmmaker, and every single project I make includes a voiceover, so it needs to sound good. And there are a few tricks I use to make sure that it does. Today, I want to share those tricks with you, how you can record a voiceover directly into Adobe Premiere Pro and use some new audio features to turn it from this.
In a country famous for its grand vistas, Scotland's rainforests are characterized by the details.
Into this.
In a country famous for its grand vistas, Scotland's rainforests are characterized by the details.
We'll be using some new features in Adobe Premiere Pro Beta, so be sure to download that so that you can follow along. All right, we'll start off here by dragging our voiceover file onto the Premiere Pro timeline, or you can record your voiceover directly into Premiere Pro. Here's how you can do that. On the timeline, we'll choose an available audio track for our voiceover. I'm just gonna use this first one. I'll double click to expand that track and then right click and open the Voiceover Record settings. In here, we can make sure that the microphone we'd like to use to record the voiceover is selected in this source dropdown. In this case, this is kind of just a sample, so I'm fine using my laptop microphone here, and we can go ahead and close that menu out. And now, here's the hard part. Just press this microphone icon to start recording your voiceover. You get a quick countdown. Then you can say whatever you want to say in your voiceover here. Then just click that microphone icon again to stop recording. And you can see we have a nice voiceover track automatically placed on the timeline. Super simple. Now, to record the best audio that you can, make sure to get the microphone as close to your audio source as possible. Like, this microphone is just barely out of frame right now. Eliminate background noise as much as you can, for example, by turning off appliances in the location you're recording, and eliminate as much reverb as you can by putting up acoustic paneling, covering hard surfaces, or even just recording in your closet. This is how I record mine, just hanging up blankets in my office closet. And it works. Since I'm using Premiere Pro Beta, my voiceover audio has been automatically tagged here as dialogue on the timeline, and I can click that dialogue tag to automatically open the Essential Sound panel and expand the relevant menus with the options for editing dialogue. If you expand this repair menu, you'll see options for reducing noise, reducing reverb, or enabling de-esser, which just prevents those sounds from coming through too harshly. Noise reduction and de-esser are two effects that I almost always apply to my voiceover audio just to clean it up that extra little bit. And back on the timeline, next to that dialogue tag, you'll see this effects tag, which we can use to add additional effects and further enhance this voiceover. Just right-click that effects tag and select Add Effects to automatically open the effects panel. Another effect that I always use on my voiceover audio is the parametric equalizer. So I'll search for that in the effects panel and drag it onto my clip. I'll then navigate to the effect controls panel and select Edit to modify the settings for that parametric equalizer effect. You can use this drop-down to select a preset. I start out with the loudness maximizer. And from here, you can drag these points in the gain display to further adjust the effect. The left side represents the lower frequencies in your audio, and the right side represents the higher frequencies. I use this to boost the low frequencies and the high frequencies a little bit as well. That just brings out some more fullness in the audio. Of course, how exactly you adjust this depends on the microphone you're recording with, how deep your voice is, and just how you want your audio to sound. So play around with it to get something that sounds good to you. It's important to balance your audio to make sure that your voiceover can be heard clearly, making sure the music and sound effects don't overpower your vocals. A technique that can be helpful here is ducking, where you make the music quieter during the voiceover sections. You can keyframe this manually on the timeline, or do it automatically by clicking this music icon on your music track and using the Essential Sound panel to enable auto ducking. Another helpful effect I use a lot for this is a low pass filter, which cuts out the higher frequencies of my music and just helps it to sink away into the background and not compete with the vocals. Most importantly, I just do a few passes during and at the end of my sound mix where I listen through the entire video, making sure that voiceover can be heard clearly and adjusting the volume to balance out different audio when necessary. When you've got music you really like and you're really feeling your sound design, it's easy to get carried away and make it a little louder than it probably should be. So just make sure to go back through and listen to it a few times, balance it out. You don't need a shiny recording studio to record a great voiceover, especially with new tools like those available in this update. So be sure to download Adobe Premiere Pro Beta to try them out for yourself and record a nice cinematic voiceover of your own. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.